The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I'm one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is...
F.U. Honor. What's up, bitches?
I don't even know.
Spooky ass.
Spooky, ghoulish,
yeah,
occultish bitches.
True crime into supernatural crime.
Well, I do know there are a lot of people into true crime, so this should be right up the alley there, because tonight on the chopping block, we're going to talk about 2012's Sinister. Now, as those of you don't know, that is a movie directed by Scott Derrickson. Now, this dude has a pretty fucking badass a plethora of movies, if you will. Like, biggest he's ever done would be Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He was the director of Doctor Strange. But he did that other shitty one.
I was about to bring that up, man. We referenced it recently on one of the other episodes. Yeah.
About the exorcism.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He directed Deliver Us from Evil.
How do you... Like, the year after.
I know.
Sinister.
I know.
The year after Sinister. And then he does The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves. The remake.
Man. All right, so Doctor Strange. He did Doctor Strange, yes.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That was
not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Look, I'll mention that, but I'm not mentioning fucking...
Come on, what about Hellraiser Inferno? You know, that was like his first film, man. That
was his first film? Well, motherfuckers just trying to get a job, man.
Oh, dude, that movie's terrible. Oh, but the cool thing is, this is an early Blumhouse production.
Yeah.
So...
And I'll be honest, I kind of gravitated to rewatching this because there was a poll, and actually I think came up in one of the trivia questions one time for us, was like, what is ranked as the scariest movie for people? And, you know, you have your go-tos, but this movie ranked...
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, this movie ranked number 1, which is crazy to think. I don't believe, to me it's number 1, but I definitely was like, you know what? I need to check this shit out again.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those, I remember watching, I enjoyed it, but I was like, is it really that hardcore? And rewatching the second time, I can see where it could freak people the fuck out. I'll say that.
Yeah, I get that.
I think the element that works for it is the fact that it has true crime elements to it, you know, but then it puts in that kind of like supernatural thing. And I think having where you literally have this character in the background that starts showing up as the investigating's going on, I think that's what did it. Kind of like we were talking about the haunting of
Hill House. Yeah.
Where you see people in the background, and that's what kind of fucks with you. This movie kind of works with that.
Yeah, like once so basically, Ethan Hawke is the main character. He's the father of a family, and he's a writer, true crime writer, and he moves his family into crossing the line, by the way.
Oh, man.
Moved his family into a house where another family had presumably hung themselves, and one of the kids went missing after that. And they hung themselves on the tree right out their back door.
Yeah.
Right up.
No, they do build up that apparently he had one big novel, his Kentucky Blood.
Yeah.
That was his like go-to. So he's a pretty famous writer because apparently Kentucky Blood, it was a bestseller, and apparently it helped solve this, like, you know, cold case.
Basically,
crime.
when the cops don't get, he goes in and tries to find stuff the cop missed to solve the case.
Yep.
You know,
and a few other books after that were shitty attempts, and we find out early on when the sheriff of the town they moved into, like, hey, oh, you're that writer. Hey, you could go just fuck off completely. Just how about you just leave fucking town now? Like,
yeah.
And apparently, his other books, he went right after the police force and said, these guys bumbled this, and this is how it should have been solved.
Yeah. And he also didn't sell as much, so.
Yeah. So that's the thing. He's desperate, and that's why he moves into the murder house. And which there's a part at the very beginning where she's like, you know, how far are we from the case you're investigating? And he's like, it's not that far. And you're like, yeah, it's not that far. You're fucking standing in it. That's the murder house, motherfucker.
It's fucking terrible.
Ugh.
But yeah, so the movie starts out with the 8mm recording of the family hanging itself.
Yeah.
Being hung.
And that also, I think, is what makes this movie pretty fucking cool. It's that kind of old school, like, you know, who's holding the camera? we're literally witnessing these family members being murdered. Right there, that's a creep factor and a half.
Well, and like you watch it, and the first time at the beginning of the movie, you're kind of absorbing it. Like, this is a fucked way to start a movie, and you see the saw basically cutting the branch that would pull them up to hang them. But then later on in the film, when he goes back and rewatches it, then you're like, oh no, the saw was moving. Who the fuck? Who's cutting the damn tree branch?
Yeah.
So like basically the first night in, he starts doing research. He finds these boxes of old 8mm reels.
He goes to the attic. Remember?
He finds them, yeah.
Yeah, because he hears the sound. Of course.
Well, he goes to the attic because of the pictures. Like, he has pictures of, I guess, the crime. I guess the footage, like old crime scene photos.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you get a hold of those? They're not public record, right?
Yeah. No, I thought he heard something because when he went up there, you first see that fucking scorpion just randomly in the fucking attic.
That's right.
And then right next to this box, he's like, oh, what's in this box? And it's just these fucking reels of film and a fucking projector. It's all set up there.
No, but like there were pictures too, right?
Maybe, but
I thought there were pictures.
I thought he was taking photos of what he was watching on the...
That's okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. And yeah, the fucking scorpion, that was weird.
Which, again, like, okay, by the way, A, I would not go up to that fucking attic after that shit. And B, he doesn't learn his lesson because he runs into something else later in the movie that I definitely would not fucking go up into the attic for. God damn it. But yeah, he finds this box and it has all these reels.
It's like 5 of them.
Yeah, and it's like this old school projector, you know. So he fucking is like, all right, well, let me check it out. And the first one says, what was the title?
Well, so he doesn't watch them in order, which is weird. Like,
he watches the family.
He watches the family, so it was, what was it? Family Hanging Out 2011. You're like, what the fuck?
And that's where he's watching it, and it's footage of the family, and they're having good. And then cuts to them all hung up in the tree, and the lid comes down, and they're fucking hanging.
Yeah.
Y'all being murdered right there on the camera.
Murdered, yeah. And it makes me cringe, and then like...
I think the second one is the car one. Where, yeah.
The second one is the car one where this family... Dude, there are chains wrapping around the car doors, like... You ain't getting out.
What I like about it is that it shows shots of the family doing stuff, like you're just walking around, you know.
They're having a barbecue.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, they're in the car, chained up, and the car's set on fire. Like,
and then explodes, because there's full gas cans in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's no, maybe this car's explode.
No.
Literally, each family member chains and their own gas can next to them. So, like, there's no way any of y'all are going to get out of this shit. You're all fucked.
Yep. Big old explosion. You're like, oh my God. I think the next one was the pool party.
Pool party, yes.
So the other one was called Barbecue 79, and then this one's Pool Party 66. So he's actually he's not completely going back in order, but he's definitely going. The first one is the Pool Party 66.
Which the Pool Party one, not that hardcore deaths, but it fucked up, and which motherfuckers are they're next to the pool, tied up on the lawn chairs, and then you see a rope pulling them each
one at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time.
But this is where he's watching this footage and he sees something in the water off to the side as he's watching these people fucking drown, and he looks and there's this dude, white mask, and like blacked eyes in the fucking water, like watching that shit, and he's like, what the fuck? And this is where this movie gets, and to me, it definitely got to that creep factor as he's looking at, and then he looks away, and the fucking face slowly turns to look at him.
Mm-hmm.
That'll fuck with you. I'm sorry, man. Like that was that element.
And then
they used it later on with Penny, the first It movie, and it's just a creepy thing where that's still a photo, and all of a sudden someone just turns to look at you. Nope.
And then so the film was still going when that happened. So he thought it was someone in the water while it was being recorded as he was turning. Remember, he gets up to go to the projector, and then the film burns away. So that's when he starts splicing it together and taking digital pictures.
Yeah.
So that shit can happen again.
Ugh.
What happens in the digital picture is he like this. I think this is after his. Yeah, this is after his second attempt into the attic. He heard something else again. He goes in the attic. This is where he finds Hunter's favorite thing.
Oh, God damn it.
There's a snake.
Ugh.
Yeah. But what he found the snake under was a lid to a box. I guess it was the box for the films.
Yep.
Which when he got the films originally, it was just open.
Yeah.
So the lid to the box of the films had a snake under it. When he turned the box lid over after the snake ran off, he didn't even fucking kill the goddamn thing. It had pictures.
Adorable pictures.
Little stick drawings of every murder that he had watched so far. But there was another person there that said Mr. Boogie.
Yep.
So he's like, Mr. Boogie's in all these. He saw the guy in the pool. So then he goes back down and starts rewatching all the videos. And then he see like the barbecue one with the car explosion. He sees the figure in the window, the same face.
Yep.
And he pauses it and he goes to kind of I forget what he's looking at. That's when it turns around.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
fucked up. No, that's.
So some of the other films are. So we said Sleepy Time '98.
We gotta go with the most fucked up one, in my opinion. The lawn was it? Is it
The Lawn Work?
Lawn Work
'86.
Because what's crazy about that is it's nighttime again. Generic footage.
It's raining.
Nighttime. You see someone grab a lawnmower. It's raining. You're like, okay, why? It's nighttime. Like, what are you fucking doing?
And it's a
pushing
flashlight.
And
it's
a
the
flashlight.
camera.
They're pushing the lawnmower, and all of a sudden they're just pushing and pushing and pushing. And then all of a sudden you see them kind of lifting the lawnmower up. It's one of those push lawnmowers, and there's a person laying there, and the lawnmower goes down, and he cuts it off.
But it's so fast. But it was Hawk's reaction.
God,
Like, that was good acting because it was like, oh Jesus.
He's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Because it's so fast. You like it. Literally, it's like probably 3
you
seconds.
figure out like, why is someone cutting their lawn in the middle of the night while it's raining? Like, there's no reason to do this. Oh, you're murdering people. Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
I got you. And then, so they didn't show where Boogie was in that. He went back and watched the hanging with the family hanging out one, and he saw him behind the family in the bushes.
Yeah.
So he's watching
that. And that's what I was saying, that element of like, oh, fuck, man, this dude's in every photo.
Yeah.
But he starts investigating, and where the sheriff is like, you can just go fuck off, there's a deputy that's a fan. And he's like, you know what, I'll help you out. You know, like, look, you know, you can leave me as the good guy in your book. When you write your book, just maybe throw me a mention, you know, that, you know, I was there to give you good sources and stuff like that. So he's like, all right, cool. Can you do some research for me? Come find out about, you know, if there was
this murder,
he describes all the murders and what he's seen. So the deputy kind of goes through and finds out, and he gives them information, and then these families are murdered. And the same thing with all these murders is that...
No, that happens. You don't find that out till the end, though.
What about the family member missing?
Oh, no, the family member missing.
That's what I'm saying, is that all the family members, except for one...
There's one kid.
Yeah.
One of the kids is always missing. And so Sleepy Time '98 is basically, he walks through, there's parents tied up downstairs, slits their throats, and then there's one of the kids upstairs slits their throat. That one was, all right, it's horrible, but it was kind of basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, Lawn Work's probably the most. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lawnmower, I think Lawn Work is. It's just because it's such you're like invested in like what's gonna happen, and then there's a person there, the lawnmower goes, and it, like, I think that's the most effective one.
Yeah, I don't even think you finished watching it because there was more than just one parent, I feel like.
But there's a deal made with, you know, Ethan Hawke, his whole family. It's his wife, his 2 kids. They all moved in this house. And the deal is, keep your work separate from the family. Because his wife knows he's investigating some fucked up shit. So he has his own room that he locks. He has a projector. So keeping the kids don't go in here and everything. Well, the little girl starts deciding to draw on her fucking wall. And she's like, Mom, look at this. Look, I got a family hanging in a tree. And Mom's like, why would you draw that? She's like, oh, that's the people Dad's looking at, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where she's like, you stop fucking telling the kids about the shit you're looking up.
Oh, no, the son drew it in his first day of school on the board.
Yep.
On the fucking chalkboard, he drew that shit. And, like, still, she doesn't know they're in the house.
Oh,
She still doesn't know they're in the house. She finds out because one night, like, so Ethan Hawke's getting fucked with too while he's watching these films and doing research. Like, the spirits of all these kids that are missing are, like, all in the house, right?
I'll say this. That seems a little silly.
Oh, it is. They're, like, running right behind
he's
them.
walking through, and it could be creepy, but they're literally like, I'm going to touch you, and then they run off. Like, they're all running towards him or fucking with him. Not moving anything, just literally like, if I wasn't a ghost, you would totally see me. Kind of weird, but then it draws him to go outside. And that's where...
well, he sees his son.
Yeah.
He finds his son hiding in the woods one time, because his son's starting to have his night terrors again, too.
That's right, yeah.
And the daughter, in that same scene, where the big scene at night where all the kids are running around, the ghosts, one of the ghosts is in his daughter's room when he goes and checks on her, and she's turned over, but then you see that she's staring at one of the ghosts, and where she had drawn that shit on the wall, now she drew the
Mr.
Boogle
Yeah.
on there, and she's just like, shh, like the ghost. So like, oh, that's fucking creepy. That was a good shot.
And then when he's outside,
the dog.
Yeah, but you see
the kids behind him, and the dog's running away.
You see a quick shot, and I was like,
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a pretty simplistic character, like the white face, but it just works because he just is there.
Yeah.
So.
And basically,
he contacts fucking
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, before we get to him, the guy who plays the deputy, James Ranson, he was in It. He's a grown-up Eddie in It Chapter 2, and he's in The Wire, Season 2.
That's right.
So if that gives you an idea who he is. So the other big main actor is Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays an occult expert at up to college.
Yeah, because the deputy's like, look, because there's some weird writings that are
Symbols, too.
Symbols. So he's like, I don't know what the fuck it is, and the deputy's like, I don't know, but there's a dude that studies a lot of the occult shit. I'll throw you his way. And I really like those scenes because they're very short. They're talking,
intense.
But he's talking to him through just a video conference. It's not even like he's there. And he's just like, okay, these are the symbols. And I love how he's like, yeah, like these are the symbols of pagan worshiping and stuff like that, you know, of this character that nobody wants to fuck with. He's like, there's different signs, the scorpion, the snake, and of course Ethan Hawke's like, yeah, that's weird. Doesn't put any of that shit together. Hey, dude, all that shit has been showing up at your fucking house, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he does go into like it's his old pagan ritualistic.
Or this character
he eats children.
Yeah.
He like eats the souls of children, but slowly, right?
But apparently, it's so fucking hardcore that like that shit.
Everything's been like
down wraps.
Everything's been like fucking burnt and destroyed because it was, he was like, oh, just fear and old Christian what do they call it, superstition. Yeah. And I was like, well, so one more time he's out there doing the fucking thing, watching the videos, and So the long one was actually the last one he watched.
Was it?
That was because right after that, he hears the noise again. He goes upstairs, and all the kids that previously were creeping him out were all lined up.
Oh, that's right.
Watching the projector that apparently was just in his room, and on the projector, you see fucking the ghouls show up.
Fuck that.
And turn around and look at him right before it actually jumps out in his face, and he falls down.
And he falls through the attic because it was up the attic.
Yeah.
And he falls through that fucking hole.
He was just scared shitless.
Yeah.
And that's when he grabs all his shit, fucking runs it out, sets it on fire.
Yeah.
Like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're fucking leaving.
Oh, yeah, because it's set on fire. It'll never be seen again.
It's fine. Yeah, so... Dude,
by the way...
Why didn't he live in the house he moved to in the first place? That was like a fucking mansion.
I know.
Jesus.
But here's what's crazy is that it's a real simple trick, but throughout the movie, that projector just turns on by itself. Oh, yeah, well, that is creepy as fuck, because that is not something that accidentally turns on.
Well, we find out later who was actually turning it on, who was running away when he would walk in the room.
Yep.
Because when he sets up his new house, he sits down to delete his files. He sees he got an email from the occultist, and then...
And I think the deputy also...
That happens after that.
Yeah.
He sees an email from the occultist, or the occult expert at the college, and he opens the email and is like, hey, here's some images. So he calls him again over conference, and the guy goes into it. He's a little more serious time. He's like, yeah, this dude's bad. This is really, really bad.
Yeah, this is not good.
This is not okay.
I shouldn't even be saying his name. It's pretty much, he's acting like he's fucking, what's his name from Harry Potter?
Yeah, he's like, oh.
I feel weird even just bringing it up, man. But
he's like, what kind of book are you writing? Like, he was just like dead serious.
Well, let's go back for a quick second though, because yes, he moves out, but that also might have helped that his wife finds out. Oh yeah, we're the murder house, honey. She finds out from the daughter, I think.
Because your daughter draws a symbol of one of the little girls.
These are people that used to live here that died in the backyard. And then the wife's like...
Backyard?
What? Yeah. So, as much as Ethan Hawke's also like, we need to get the fuck out of Dodge, the wife to find out, we were sleeping where the people got killed.
Yeah.
Didn't help.
It's fine. And but he was like, they weren't literally killed here. They were killed in the backyard. He really said it like that.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
We're near them.
Oh, God.
But we get to the best part of this movie, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. This is the ultimate.
Deputy that fucking, he's like, the deputy calls him and he's like, I did research on all the families and I found the trend of what connects them all. Mm-hmm. Every one of the families had moved from the house into the new house and it moved into the house, and when they moved out, that's when the murder happens until the new family moves in. And he's like, oh, I'm out of the house, so I should be fine. He said, no, that's the worst thing you could have done.
Well, he said the problem. He said it like this. The problem is you moved. Like, what? He's like, every murdered family previously lived in a house where the last murder took place.
Yep.
So as soon as you went into a house where the murder actually took place and you moved, you've now just
stayed in the murder house,
stayed in the murder house,
you
dude.
fucked up, man. And then right after that, like right after that phone call,
well, you see the note. You see the note when he's talking to the when he's putting. Oh, because he went up to the attic and he found the box of tape and the projector. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he brings it back down. But there's a new one that said extended cutscenes.
Yep.
And he extended ending cutscenes, and he puts them all together. And right after he hears that, he sits down, he watches that, and then he sees that it was all the kids.
That's right. Yeah, it's like deleted
all
scenes where it's like
the girl jumps down from the tree that was sawing the branch,
which is fucked up because she jumps off the tree and then she's hanging on to her dad's leg, like, "Yay, we're having fun. You're a human swing."
So terrible. And then you see the son who pulled his parents into the fucking pool just get down and hop in the pool, but they all make the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. They turn around and they go shh.
Oh, the one little blonde girl in a rain poncho that ran over her fucking parents' face with a lawnmower. It's fucking horrible, dude.
But yeah, there's that, and then the deputy is giving a heads up, and he's already fucked.
But you see the
They're fucked.
when he drinks the coffee while he's putting the 8mm together.
Yeah,
like he learned how to splice and all that shit through all this. You see, there's a note, but I didn't really pay attention to it. And he puts his coffee cup down on it, and then when he finds out it's the kids, and then he finds out it's that when you move.
When he looks in that cup too.
And then he looks in the cup, and then looks, "Good night, Daddy." You're like, fuck.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know, what did she put in there? Because that shit was like glowing, whatever.
I have no idea. Maybe it was Bagul's jizz and it makes him sleepy.
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't know, but that shit was glowing. But that's not good. Mm-mm. And
yeah, when he wakes up, the mom's over there and the son's over there tied up just like him. And daughter comes over the next. And then she puts 8mm down and goes to hacking.
Yep.
But the cool shot is the very end. And this is why this film is called House Painting 2012. Because she literally paints the walls.
Yeah.
Because she drew on the walls.
Exactly.
In the old house, like that was a thing.
Which he had permission to do.
So she drew all over the wall, drew her symbols.
So much blood.
Dude. Well, you cut someone's head off, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, you got 3 people. That's a lot of. That's plenty of painting.
That's plenty of painting.
Yeah.
And then then you see the boxes back in the attic. And there's a new canister. It says House Painting 2012.
and a new drawing down the inside of the box.
Yeah.
With a little and all the drawings are so cute because they're all children's versions of it.
She watches her film. So before it ends up back in the attic, she's watching her film, and you see her drawing as she's watching her film, her murder her parents, and then you see all the kids kind of show up on the screen, and then all of a sudden they run away, and it pans to her, and then it goes to the side, and you see Bagul right there, which is the most vivid shot you get of him.
Yeah.
And it's fucking creepy. He is
creepy,
picks her up, and next thing you know, he's in the fucking film.
Again, it's such a basic design, but it just works in this movie.
It works so well. I can't explain.
Because if someone was wearing that as a Halloween costume, I was like, all right, well, I guess you wanted to.
Now I'd be like, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I have not seen that cosplay, by the way.
But here's the thing. Yeah, I haven't seen the cosplay. Plus, I feel like up close, if you were to see it or whatever, but it's something about the white face and the black around the eyes that when you see it far away, it's very effective.
It is. It works. I mean, dude, black metal bands are doing that for years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
that's why The Crow is so scary.
Seriously. But yeah, because it gives you that dead eye look thing, and it's so creepy. And yeah, he just gets up, picks the girl up, and next thing you know, he's in the film, and then he keeps walking away. So he's got another soul to slowly feed on, and then it pans to where you see the box back in the attic with a new canister.
Yep.
And then it ends.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I have not seen Sinister 2.
I haven't either. It's got horrible reviews.
Yeah. And we kind of brought this up with the Conjuring one. I'm just going to word of mouth, stay away from it because, look, Conjuring, and I guess Conjuring 2 you're safe with, but when they get away from the formula that made the movie strong, I'm just going to tell you the opinion.
Yeah, no, Conjuring 2 is worth it. Conjuring 2 is definitely worth it, but Insidious 2?
But I'm saying
Insidious
Conjuring 3 kind of taught me that lesson. Maybe just be safe.
At least it wasn't directly in the sequel. Like Sinister 2 apparently is trash.
But my thing is I enjoyed Sinister. I'm gonna one and done. I don't need to watch any more sequels.
Well, from what I hear about Sinister 2, it's basically the same beats, but the main character now is the deputy, and I'm like, okay, no, he's not lead material.
Yeah,
he's not lead material. Ethan Hawke was awesome in this movie.
Yeah,
like he fucking crushed it. Like I was so happy with him in this film.
There's a weird thing where Ethan Hawke just started jumping on. I guess he must have a real tight relationship with the Blumhouse production.
Maybe.
Because
the Purge sucked.
I understand, but he's still has kind of helped him out. Like, you know, and some of these early films like Sinister and like The Purge.
What else was he doing?
He's done enough stuff, you know.
No, but I mean, he had faded. Like, the last good thing he did before this was Training Day.
That's true. But he still had Training Day to go on. He was nominated
2003.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just saying he literally he's the main star of these movies.
No, that's true.
And
that's true.
if the first one fucking tanked, he's the main star in a bunch of movies nobody fucking cares about. So at least you guys
this was a hidden gem. This movie didn't make it in theaters. Like, this is one of the ones that built over the time. Like, it didn't do bad in theaters. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like...
Did it come out before? I had to come out after Conjuring, right?
Conjuring was 2012 or 2013.
Yeah. It was around the same period of time.
Conjuring.
It might have been before, but...
I think it was before, but it didn't, like, blow the gates off anything. I would put
this movie in that category of the first Conjuring. It's a really solid movie.
Oh yeah, it survives the chopping block all day. Like, it's terrifying.
It doesn't just go on the basic jump scare things. It actually builds up, again, the true crime element, the old footage, like, that you're watching. Like, you're watching with Ethan Hawke discovering, like, these families being fucking murdered, and the film canisters he discovered in the fucking attic of the place they just moved to.
So uncomfortable.
And like, it's a real good creepy feeling.
Yes.
That doesn't go jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. It says, we just want to freak you the fuck out. Yeah.
And that's what makes it. You're right. Like, there are jump scares, but really, I've got to say there's probably like 4 or 5. The rest of that movie is basically just slowly just building.
Yeah.
On just its depravity.
Again,
right?
my curiosity was just that poll, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it another rewatch. I picked it up before I could rewatch it. My son Parker watched it, and he messaged me. He's like, this movie's legit. So for Father's Day, set up the outside projector. Perfect night, kind of windy. Watching it, perfect element to watch that movie. And I'll admit, it creeped me the fuck out.
It's a creepy fucking movie, dude.
And I'd seen it before.
Yeah. I hadn't seen it since, like, it first came, like, roughly around when it first came out.
We probably watched it together.
Did we?
I think so.
Did we go see that in theater? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw it on, because again, like, I think it came and went so quick. It wasn't in theaters long from what I remember. Like,
I thought we might have seen it together, but
we might have. I don't remember. We've seen.
It's hard to remember the good ones because we're very easy to remember when we see the shit ones. You're like, remember we saw Poltergeist remake? That fucking sucked. Yeah, we were angry for 2 days.
Yeah, fucking terrible. So, yeah, again, Survive the Chopping Block. Great fucking movie. If you have not given Sinister a chance, well, A, why the fuck not? It's been almost 10 years. 2.
It definitely is one of those. I know there's some movies we recommend, like badass kills or gore. This one is just this kind of, I don't know. It's
on its own.
It has an amazing tone. Is the best way I can put it.
We both own it. Yeah. It's a great fucking film. Hit us up at lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com if you have already seen it, and if you're watching it because of this, hit us up and let us know what you think.
Or if you've seen part 2, let us know what you think, so we don't have to watch it.
Seriously. And as always, go to GIPodcast.com, click on the Amazon link, and shop through Amazon like normal. We just get a little kickback. We appreciate that. And right next to the Amazon link on GUIPodcast.com, we've got TeePublic. Click on that link, and it'll take you to all our merches for all the shows under the network. A bunch of designs. You can get it on so many things. It's absurd, the number of things you can get it on. And then while you're also on GUIPodcast.com, you can check out all the shows that have the awesome designs and give them a listen. So we got enough shows for a different flavor for everybody. There is something there for you to get into. And until we talk to you again, stay safe.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com. My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at guipodcast.com.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.